Good afternoon, everyone. So this is a late tracker update. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon here in Les Sables d'Olonne, and it's a fantastic Sunday. Most people have got tomorrow off as well. It's a long weekend here, and there's been the giant Barbie in Les Sables d'Olonne, a community Barbie. And the other night it was a big community party for all of the graduates from the various colleges here. Anyway, lots going on in Les Sables d'Olonne as usual. Anyway, we did the live today with Kirsten on her boat. Hopefully this is streaming live. The internet's a bit funny sometimes here, but we can't control the 5G. So if you're watching Kirsten's live, as soon as we went down below, it started to stagger and carry on, and we lost the last bit of that live. But James put it up again. There's the last 6 minutes or something, which is amazing because the last bit was the best bit. I found her tool drawer, and boy, what a classic. So I enjoyed that. And Kirsten's been really busy, of course, so just about losing her voice with all the different media going on. Anyway, so hence we didn't do the 10 o'clock live today. Sorry for the tracker update. And we've been really busy. And straight after this, I'll literally shut down only for I'll shut down for 15 minutes or so, and then I'll start on with the questions. And there's a heap of questions, so it's going to be a big session. But anyway, I'll try and get through them all and see where we get to. Anyway, we'll come back here onto the tracker, get my copy up here. Something's happened to the screen. I mean, Jane and I can't work out what's going on. It's actually better now. There's not the big black bands, and we've got this sort of tidy little normal little black band. So we can't work out what caused that, but anyway, not complaining. We'll work that out later. So we'll go straight to the leaderboard just to get the technical distance for Gug. At the moment, the technical distance is he's only 584 nautical miles away from Les Sables d'Olonne, which isn't very far at all, and the weather looks pretty good. So I'll come up with another ETA later on and see where it looks, but it's looking, just off the top of my head, projections for Friday still look pretty good. So very close right now. And Jeremy is currently 1,700 nautical miles from the finish, showing an ETA of about 24th of May. So we'll see what happens there. Okay, so back here to Jeremy. It's all pretty much worked out the way we expected. He's got through the light stuff, and he's still just sailing pretty well, 5.1 knots, and he's done 123 nautical miles in the last 24 hours. So that's pretty good. He's just hooked onto the back edge of this high pressure system here, and there'll be no complaints for him. He's been making very good time, and he's just transitioning into this new weather pattern, which will take him right up through the Azores. And we'll have a look at that going forward now to see what it's likely to do. I haven't looked at this at all until now, so he's going to be right on the edge of that. You can see there, in fact, he could just keep up with it, or he could just lose it. I've gone a bit too far there. Where is he? Here he is. So you can see here he's got to get a fair way ahead. This is coming up to midnight tonight. There's 2. Yeah, he should be able to keep up with it. There's 35, 40, 50 miles. He's probably going to ride right on the edge of the wind line, so he should keep moving okay. He's just hanging in there rather than park it. So that's looking okay. That's about midnight tonight. And then coming through, it's getting soft there. It's definitely going to be a bit soft. So this is by tomorrow. So he'll probably do a 100-mile day. He'll keep sailing at the moment, but then he'll probably slow down a bit after going into the second day. And then we'll see what happens. Wind direction is fine, but it's just going to be a bit light on. He won't get away from that. He's going to be in this lot here somewhere. So the second day is going to be slow. Too much there, yeah, absolutely. So he'll have a reasonable day and then a slow day. So, but it'll be a pleasant day. He won't be getting too wet. He'll probably be trying to hide from the sun because he doesn't have his Dodger anymore, and so be it. Anyway, back to Captain Gug. Looking really good at the moment. Actually, he could be really early on Friday, but we'll have a look here. So he's got a really easy southwesterly breeze right behind him. He's doing 4 knots, which is interesting to say the least. I would have thought he'd be doing a bit more than that, but anyway, he's got 4 knots on there, 122 nautical mile days. That's probably, if you can hold that average, it's going to be pretty good. It's only like 5 days into Les Sables d'Olonne. So going forward, let's see. I might be able to do one more up here because we're talking about the Biscay. Once again, you can see this generates its own weather. The Bay of Biscay is quite unique. You've probably heard me talk about it with Kirsten and Abelish and Simon going in there. But he's holding that southwest, though. That's going to keep him sailing pretty well. And that's going right through until tomorrow. That's about right. So he'll be... He could go soft for a while, but he'll still get another 120 mile day, I reckon, in this lot here, because it's just coming over light now. But then pretty quickly, this other band comes across. So I think it's just going to transition into 2 average sort of days, and then it's back in again. So let's say 2 average days. Hang on, bring it up to now. Yeah, that's a great breeze. And even the direction swung around a bit, but it's a westerly coming straight into the bay, which is exactly what he wants. So let's just assume he's done 210 mile days. He'll be 220 miles up. Well, there's 220 miles there. So he'll be entering the Biscay in 2 days. So it's Monday afternoon. It's Tuesday, Wednesday afternoon. He'll be about there somewhere, I reckon. And then he's only got 330 miles to go. So by Tuesday afternoon, 3:30. So 300 mile days. It's only, or 110 mile days. That's going to put him in pretty much on Friday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, sometime late Friday. I'm actually projecting here the ETAs. I'm telling there's a lot of people here that activate off my ETAs, and it's really horrible trying to guess them. It's like 150 people involved just with the stage and the stand and the volunteers and, all the commentators, everything. So I'm actually saying to them that I'm expecting Gug in sometime, late on Friday or probably more likely early Saturday morning. But let's see what the weather does now going through. So they're on alert for Friday, Saturday sort of scenario. And it'll all depend on what the weather does going forward. So here you can see solid, just a beautiful breeze to cross the shipping lanes there. There's a massive shipping lane coming here, all the traffic coming up the coast of Portugal, edge of Spain, and they head straight across to the channel here going into Europe. It's a straight line. It's like a highway, super highway. And he's got to try and walk across the zebra crossing there, which is a bit tricky. So it'll be all eyes on the sea. Here we go, day 3, just as it's going through, but it's a pretty good breeze. And even still, it's still behind the beam, making good speed there. He should be making 120 miles, 130 mile days there. It's just holding all the way through. There goes the 11th. There goes the 12th. That breeze is just perfect. It's coming into a northwesterly as he's closing here, and this is 20. This is sort of 25 gusting 30. This is 28 gusting 35. In here, he'll be flying. So maybe it's Friday morning, and then we come into the 12th. It strengthens. It's strengthening there. So all the way through, there's the 12th. And I'm just looking at wind direction and strength there. The late on the 12th, it's going soft. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 5 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yep. I reckon he'll be on Friday and he'll just miss all that. But let's see if this holds true. Sometimes with all this stuff, the weather can actually, the system can increase. So this lighter stuff could turn up earlier than expected, which means he might slow down a bit, or it could be later and he'll hold it through. Interestingly, Captain Coconut just left Bruskin's marina here, and he's sailing down through the strait and coming into Les Sables d'Olonne. And I'll be watching that weather as well for them. In fact, we're going to put them on the tracker because I want to see what's going on here with the weather on the tracker. So if you see a strange boat pop up, it's Explorer coming back around to Les Sables d'Olonne. It would have been good to get it here before Gug arrives so we can go out and give him a Yahoo, but we'll go out in the ribs anyway. So that's pretty much it. You can see Gug's in line for some Captain Gug on Nuri, in line for some fantastic weather coming through. He's decided to give it a miss going into pick up more sardines from Portugal. He's got plenty on board. He did a restock take, so he doesn't have to stop there. Anyway, I think he's scheduled to run out the day after he arrives, so that's fine. They'll probably be more to Les Sables d'Olonne. Who knows? Anyway, all good, and we'll be back again not tomorrow, but on Tuesday. I'll be back with another update, and then we'll probably do an update every day because it's just the days leading into his finish, and we'll start. You'll see the tracker transition. We'll put him on too early and stuff, and then it goes every 15 minutes or so as he's closing the coast. So have a good weekend. If you've got a long weekend. If not, it's Monday-itis, and we'll see you. We'll see you very soon. See you later. And questions and answers coming up in about 15 minutes.